Derek with Eliminex here in Hillsborough, New Jersey. Just finished up this cleanup, about 5 hours, 5.5 hours total. It was bat contamination all over, and we were able to safely vacuum everything up. Had it vented out going outside. Had the vent pipe pointing out the soffit, and it was also, helped to filter. But all the micro particles exhausted outside, so it didn't recirculate into the house because we had to leave this open. In some circumstances, we'll cover that while we're doing our work. We can cover that opening, but this was just a surface cleaning. We didn't have to disturb the insulation or pull it up, which would create a lot of dust. So, cleaning up the attic, if you had to remove the insulation, definitely would have to cover up this and then seal up the doors, because all the fibers, they don't want the fibers leaving, and we would have a vacuum venting out, circulating all the air. So this looks pretty good. It's viable insulation. The insulation still has this great R value of R30. In this area, it could be R39, but it's definitely R30. Most of the houses we run into is R30 paper-faced backing. It's adequate. You can do R39, or you could put another layer of unfaced R13 on top. That would work. It's not necessary. If you were going to do it, you would crisscross it over, cover all the gaps. And the verticals, everything's in great shape, versus if it was rodents or wildlife in here. The insulation would be all torn up from them climbing and running around. It was just bats roosting for the season. I think it was just one season. The bat droppings were just kind of basically in the center part of the attic. And we determined that bats weren't active at this time. And so we just moved in with the vacuuming, and then I finished off with the sanitizing virucide deodorizing mix, and encapsulates all the odor and any of the microbes, anything that would cause odor or bacteria. You won't be exposed to it. You won't have to worry about breathing any unhealthy pathogens now. And when everything dries, it'll dry like 100%, like no odor. Just really amazing. I wish I knew about this odor control stuff. Who knows if the products that I'm using right now were even available, 10, 15 years ago, because I could have really used these products back in the day. And I didn't even really know it worked until 2019. I have a couple stories. Just couldn't believe it worked. And wow. I mean, worst case scenarios too. And it worked. Went for lunch, just sprayed it, thinking I was going to have to come back. I thought I was going to have to come back like 3 times. And treated this loft and garage. Major cat infestation, urine. It was just so strong. It was in June. It was a week was really hot, and there's all the ammonia and everything was in the air. It was all in the wood and the rafters and everything. So we sprayed it in the morning after we did the cleanup. And then we said, okay, we'll be back after lunch to do it again. And then we came back after lunch, and there was no odor. It was pretty amazing. And he didn't call me back to do the follow-up until 6 weeks later, when he ripped up another part of the floor, and he discovered all these mice droppings under this living room floor that had like this raised, inaccessible crawl space. So he just had me come back and spray, but there was no odor still 6 weeks later. Just couldn't believe it. So when I use this mix in any situations, I know it's going to work 100%. And it's not a trade secret, but just how we mix it. Just this, the products I select. It's just not a deodorizing or a sanitizer. It serves a few purposes. And because I'm always exposed to this stuff, and And if I could certify the house healthy and safe with our contractor's license and our DEP license, it's definitely rest assured it is going to be it's a safe environment to be in. Versus taking up all the insulation, that would have been just such a waste of money. Just the insulation alone in this attic would have been $2,000 just at cost. The insulation, and then labor probably another $1,000, $1,200. Yeah. So you saved a lot of money doing it this way.